Let me ask you something that might just change the way you look at your breakfast forever. What if the very fruits you've trusted your entire life, the ones you believed were keeping you healthier, actually weakening your legs, one bite at a time? That's not a scare tactic. It's a question rooted in the real experiences of thousands of older adults I've worked with over the years. People who thought they were doing everything right, eating fresh produce, exercising regularly, staying mentally sharpened, yet they found themselves struggling with something as basic, as human, as standing up without wincing. Picture this. It's a quiet morning. You wake up slowly, stretch your arms, swing your legs out of bed, and something feels off. Your calves are tighter than usual, your knees a little sore. That first step toward the kitchen isn't automatic, it's effortful. Familiar? Many of my patients thought it was just age, the expected wear and tear. But what if the culprit was softer, sweeter, more colorful, and sitting right in your fruit bowl? Yes, I'm talking about fruit. Not candy, not fast food, not soda, fruit. It sounds absurd. We've been taught our whole lives that fruit is healthy, that it's nature's medicine, that more is better. But here's what no one tells you. After age 60, your body changes dramatically. Your insulin response slows down. Your blood vessels become more sensitive. Your joints more inflamed. The foods you used to tolerate without issue, now they hit differently, especially fruit. Because not all fruit is created equal, and not all fruit is meant for every stage of life. Take bananas, for example. Once celebrated for potassium and energy, they now spike blood sugar and retain fluid in the lower legs. Pineapple? It's acidic, enzymatic, and can interfere with blood thinners. Grapes? High in fructose, which fuels uric acid, leading to joint stiffness that mimics arthritis. Let me introduce you to Evelyn, a sharp and independent 72-year-old who walked her dog Benny every morning. She started each day with a smoothie she believed was healthy: banana, pineapple, mango, and orange juice. But by mid-morning, her legs felt like concrete. Stairs became mountains. She assumed it was age, but her labs told another story: inflammation, glucose spikes, fluid retention. We made one simple change. Swapped her smoothie for Greek yogurt, berries, chia, and a little avocado toast. 2 weeks later, she said, "I feel 10 years younger. I can walk Benny again, no pain." This isn't about villainizing fruit. It's about understanding which fruits support you and which silently sabotage you. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 7 fruits that could be quietly weakening your legs. Fruits that cause inflammation, disrupt sleep, spike insulin, or irritate your joints without you even realizing it. Then, I'll show you the fruits that heal, that stabilize, that give back. You'll hear about Harold, the retired biology teacher who thought oatmeal and bananas were his best breakfast, until they started dragging down his legs. You'll learn about Eleanor, whose innocent afternoon grapes caused gout-like swelling, and Sandra, a former dancer, whose mango habit nearly cost her balance. This episode is personal, evidence-based, and full of practical guidance. I'll share why bananas and grapes are misleading leg saboteurs, the surprising danger of nighttime fruit even if it's healthy, how watermelon behaves like sugar water in the bloodstream, and what you can eat instead to move with ease, grace, and freedom. Because your legs aren't just how you move, they're how you live. They're how you garden, how you reach for your grandchild, how you explore your neighborhood, how you dance in the kitchen. Don't let misinformation take that away from you. So if you're ready to reclaim your strength, reverse that morning stiffness, and finally understand what your body is trying to tell you, stay with me. You may never look at your fruit bowl the same way again. Welcome to Senior Health Hub, where we don't just age, we evolve wisely, one healing choice at a time. I want you to picture something simple, yet deeply familiar. You're standing in your kitchen, reaching for a banana just like you've done hundreds of mornings before. Maybe you slice it into oatmeal. Maybe you eat it on the go. It's soft, sweet, and supposedly the healthy choice. But if your legs feel heavy before lunch, if stairs make you pause more often lately, there's a reason. And it might just be that banana. Bananas, especially ripe ones, are packed with simple carbohydrates that digest rapidly. This causes an immediate spike in blood glucose, prompting your pancreas to release insulin. That's not a problem for a 30-year-old triathlete. But if you're over 65, on heart or blood pressure medications, or have slower metabolic function, that same banana becomes a sugar bomb. Insulin resistance grows with age. Mitochondrial energy centers in your cells don't fire as efficiently. The glucose isn't delivered to your leg muscles in time. The result? Fatigue. Lactic acid buildup. Inflammation. Harold, a retired high school biology teacher, came to me at 75 complaining, "Doc, my legs feel like I'm walking through sand, especially after breakfast." We found the culprit in his journal. Every morning, oatmeal with 2 bananas. What made him feel energized decades ago was now quietly draining him. And worse, the potassium he thought he was getting to help cramps and blood pressure? He could have gotten that more safely from spinach, avocado, or even white beans. But it gets more complex. Bananas also increase fluid retention. This is particularly problematic for seniors on beta blockers or diuretics. That fluid pools in your lower limbs, causing puffy ankles, tight calves, stiff knees. The very muscles meant to carry you now work against you. I'm not telling you to fear fruit. I'm telling you to understand your body's new rhythm. Because sometimes the foods that served you once may now stand in your way. Let's move to another deceiver. Grapes juicy. A delight to pop in your mouth. Grapes have long been tied to heart health thanks to resveratrol, their famed antioxidant. But there's another side. Eleanor, 69, swore by her afternoon grape bowl. She ate them while reading, believing they were her safest snack. But she came to me with stiff knees and swollen ankles by evening. Blood work revealed elevated uric acid. Her symptoms mimicked gout. Here's the mechanism. Grapes are rich in fructose. When fructose is consumed in high quantities, especially without fiber or fat, it overloads the liver. The liver converts the excess into triglycerides, fat, and uric acid. Uric acid is notorious for crystallizing in joints, causing pain, heat, and inflammation, particularly in the toes, ankles, and knees. It's the same process that drives gout. Even if you've never had a gout diagnosis, mild elevations of uric acid can trigger low-grade inflammation in joints that already have wear and tear. It doesn't stop there. Grapes are easy to overeat. You're not eating just a dozen, you're likely consuming 2 or 3 cups. That's over 30 grams of sugar, mostly fructose. You wouldn't pour 2 tablespoons of syrup in your tea, but that's effectively what's happening in your bloodstream. The result? Slow, progressive capillary damage, reduced oxygen to muscle tissue, circulation strain, stiffness by sunset. We swapped Eleanor's grapes for cucumber slices with mint and berries lower in sugar, higher in fiber. Within 2 weeks, her ankles were visibly slimmer. She could do her evening walk again. Let's be real. Grapes bring nostalgia, weddings, summer picnics, children's lunch boxes. But your body after 65 isn't the same as it was when your kids were in diapers. And your food should reflect that. Still love fruit? Good. You should. But pick wisely. Blueberries, powerful antioxidants, low glycemic index. Strawberries, high in vitamin C, gentle on joints. Raspberries, excellent fiber source. Cherries, uric acid reduction. Pomegranate arils sparingly, circulation support. Pear fruit with protein, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, eggs or nuts. This slows sugar absorption, reducing spikes and crashes. And always ask, is this food fueling my freedom or quietly draining it? Because freedom, at 65 and beyond, looks like steady steps, stairs without fear, and walks that feel like joy not work. In the next section, we'll dive into the hydrating myth of watermelon, the acidic reality of oranges, and the story of Roberta, retired marathoner whose favorite fruit nearly cost him the one thing he prized most: his independence. Let's talk about watermelon, a fruit that feels like summer joy wrapped in green rind. It's 90% water, refreshing, hydrating, innocent, right? But here's what seniors are rarely told. For those over 60, watermelon may no longer serve your body the way it used to, especially if you struggle with circulation, fatigue, or swelling. Robert, a 76-year-old retired park ranger, found this out the hard way. During a heat wave, he began experiencing swelling in his ankles and tightness in his calves. He ate half a watermelon a day, thinking it was helping him stay hydrated. What it was doing? Spiking his blood sugar. Watermelon has a glycemic index around 80, comparable to a soft drink. In Robert's aging body, this meant rapid glucose surges, insulin spikes, and inflammatory responses. His energy plummeted. His legs ached. We swapped the watermelon for cucumber mint water and a few slices of pear. Within 14 days, his swelling dropped by 50%. His evening walks returned. His mobility improved. Next, let's look at oranges. Bright, cheerful, full of vitamin put, hiding a secret punch of acid. Linda, 68, loved her morning orange juice, but 30 minutes later, she'd feel it in her hips, her knees, what she called breakfast arthritis. Oranges are high in citric acid. In younger bodies, that's manageable, but in seniors, joints are already vulnerable. Citric acid worsens synovial sensitivity, and the fruit's fructose content contributes to uric acid buildup. Add that to aging metabolism, and oranges become inflammation triggers. Even small segments in salads or citrus smoothies can spark low-grade joint pain. Linda stopped her OJ for 2 weeks. Her symptoms dropped by 70%. She now gets her vitamin C from papaya and red bell peppers with zero regret. And finally, the green apple, often praised as the healthier apple. Tart, crisp, low in sugar. But there's a twist. Tom, 70, a widower with a clean bill of health, suffered from restless legs every night. At 2 a.m. he'd wake up with cramps. He thought it was old age. But it was his bedtime snack, a green apple. Green apples contain malic acid, a tart compound that irritates joints and stimulates muscle twitching. Combined with natural sugar, it disrupts blood sugar balance during the night, affecting sleep and circulation. We removed the apple, replaced it with a spoon of Greek yogurt and cinnamon. The cramps disappeared. Here's what seniors need to understand. Nighttime is when your body repairs. Any food that adds acid, spikes sugar, or increases inflammation robs your legs of that recovery window. Better choices? Pear with almond butter. Boiled egg with turmeric salt. Celery with hummus. Cottage cheese with berries. None of this is about fear. It's about adaptation. Your body isn't broken, it's simply different. And different needs a different kind of nourishment. Watermelon, oranges, green apples, they aren't enemies. But they're no longer innocent either. They require respect. Timing, balance, and awareness. Because those little daily choices shape the way you rise from a chair, walk across the garden, or climb into bed without aching knees. Next, we'll look at mango fruit that nearly cost Sandra, a lifelong dancer, her mobility. And then we'll shift. We'll walk into the light of fruits that heal, that restore, that offer not nostalgia but true, lasting strength. Let's talk about mangoes, the fruit that smiles at you. Soft, golden, bursting with sweetness. It looks like sunshine in a peel, and to most seniors it feels like a treat, something earned, something trusted. After all, how can something this natural be harmful? That's the trap. Sandra, 69, a former dancer, walked into my office with a gait that no longer looked like hers. Her left leg dragged, her balance wavered, her spirit hadn't changed, but her mobility had. The shift didn't come from a fall or arthritis. It came from a fruit bowl. She was eating mango every evening, one whole fruit, her treat after dinner. Her labs showed rising fasting glucose and inflammation markers. No one suspected the mango, but I've seen it before. Fructose, the main sugar in mango, is metabolized in the liver, and after 60, the liver doesn't process as efficiently. Excess is stored as fat and converted into uric acid, a known enemy of joints. This contributes to pain, stiffness, swelling, especially in the knees, toes, and ankles. But the harm doesn't appear overnight. It creeps. You eat mango every night. Your legs feel a little heavier. You need to sit more. You skip the walk. You chalk it up to age. But it isn't age, inflammation. Your muscles need steady fuel. Mango doesn't provide that. It spikes your blood sugar, then crashes it. It sends insulin soaring, then drains it. It creates oxidative stress in the very tissues your legs depend on. Sandra wasn't weak, she was misinformed. We swapped her mango for papaya, added chia to her breakfast, encouraged hydration with cucumber and lemon. Within 3 weeks, her steps were light again. Not perfect, but hers. Here's the message. Mango isn't evil, but it isn't for everyone, especially not those with slower insulin response, joint sensitivity, or circulatory strain. You're not giving up sweetness. You're choosing longevity. Now that you've walked through the 7 silent saboteurs of leg strength bananas, grapes, watermelon, oranges, green apples, pineapple, and mango, it's time to pivot. To the fruits that heal, that nurture, that reduce swelling, that energize the bloodstream, that don't just taste good, but leave you moving better afterward. Because this isn't just about legs, it's about climbing stairs without bracing the rail, dancing with your granddaughter at her wedding, standing in the kitchen without wincing, walking toward your future instead of pulling away from your past. And it's about memory too, because inflammation clouds the brain. It's about mood because pain isolates. It's about movement because movement gives meaning to every single day. In the next section, I'll introduce Norma, who reversed her pre-diabetes with simple fruit swaps, Louise, who walked without a cane for the first time in 2 years, and the top 5 anti-inflammatory fruits I recommend to every person over 65. We'll also talk practical pairings: fruit with fat, fruit with fiber, fruit with protein, so that everything you eat carries your strength forward, not back. You're not broken, you're not too far gone, and it's not too late. Listen to your body. It's whispering what your legs already know. Because they don't just carry you, they carry your story. Let's keep that story walking forward. Let's talk about fruits that give back. After dissecting the 7 fruits that slowly chip away at leg strength after 60, now we're stepping into the healing zone into nature's recovery team. Because when you find the right fruits for your stage of life, everything changes. Not overnight, but steadily, predictably, powerfully. Let's start with berries. Blackberries, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries. These are not just snacks, they're cellular guardians. Packed with anthocyanins, berries reduce systemic inflammation, especially in the muscle fibers, joints, and small capillaries of your legs. They don't cause blood sugar spikes. They don't stress your pancreas. They gently escort nutrients into your bloodstream like a well-trained guide dog. Norma, 73, used to limp through her mornings. Her ankles were stiff. Her energy faded by noon. She gave up gardening, the thing she loved most. Her diet was healthy by all accounts, but she was snacking on dried fruits, raisins, dates, thinking it was natural and safe. We made the switch. 1 bowl of berries with yogurt and walnuts in the morning. 6 weeks later, she sent a photo of herself holding marigolds, smiling from her garden. No limp, no swelling, no exhaustion. This is what the right fruit can do. Next up, cherries. They're tart, bright, beloved by many, and in the right dose, they act like joint cleansers. Cherries lower uric acid. This makes them a critical ally for anyone struggling with gout, stiff toes and knees, post-walk burning in the feet, morning joint soreness. Luis, 78, had been using a cane for 3 years, not because of trauma, because of persistent ankle pain. We modified his diet and added 8 tart cherries per day. 3 months later, no cane. And he danced with his wife again, slowly, quietly, joyfully. Let's now highlight a fruit most people forget is a fruit, avocado. Avocados are creamy, satisfying, and full of monounsaturated fats. These fats reduce joint inflammation, balance blood sugar, and cushion your bones. They also help absorb other fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K. Avocados are especially valuable for seniors taking statins or diuretics. These medications often deplete magnesium and potassium, 2 minerals that avocado helps replenish. Try it mashed on whole grain toast with turmeric, sliced in salads with lemon, or blended into smoothies with spinach and frozen berries. 4th on our list, papaya. It doesn't get much attention, but it should. Papaya contains the enzyme papain, which aids in digestion and reduces bloating, a common complaint among older adults. Papaya also supports gut health, which is deeply tied to joint health. When the gut is inflamed, so are the joints. A calmer digestive system equals calmer knees. And finally, the pear. Pears are subtle, quiet, unassuming, but don't let that fool you. They're rich in fiber, gentle on blood sugar, and perfect for nighttime snacking. They contain pectin, a fiber that supports healthy bowel movements and keeps your gut lining strong. Pair them with almond butter, bake them with cinnamon, slice them into cottage cheese. Pears don't demand attention, they simply deliver results. Here's what I teach all my senior patients. Never eat fruit alone. Always combine it with protein or fat. That's how you protect your insulin, support your muscles, and stabilize your energy. Example, instead of banana plus orange juice plus toast, a sugar bomb. Try berries plus Greek yogurt plus avocado toast, or pear plus almond butter plus herbal tea. These small changes yield big results. Less inflammation, better energy, reduced cramping, fewer blood sugar crashes, If you've eaten the same fruit habits for 40 years, this might feel overwhelming. But it's not about change. It's about upgrade. You're not starting over. You're leveling up. You're eating for strength, for motion, for independence. And in the next section, we'll take it even further. When should seniors eat fruit to protect leg strength? How can you structure meals for better circulation? And what happened when one man used fruit strategically to recover from a minor stroke? Stick with me. Your next step could be your strongest one yet. Let's talk timing. Because for every senior who eats the right food at the wrong time, the result is still discomfort, inflammation, and that quiet loss of mobility that's too often blamed on just aging. At 25, you could eat fruit at midnight and sleep soundly. At 65, that same fruit might leave your ankles swollen, your legs twitching, and your morning stiffness worse than ever. Timing matters deeply. Here's how to rework your fruit habits by time of day. Morning is your best bet. Insulin sensitivity is at its peak. You've fasted all night. Your digestive system is primed. Eat berries, pears, papaya, a few cherries. Pair them with eggs, yogurt, whole grain toast with avocado. This combination fuels muscles without flooding your bloodstream with sugar. The result? You walk taller, your joints stay looser, and your energy doesn't crash by 10 a.m. Midday is your movement window. Between 10:30 a.m. and 1:30 p.m., circulation is most responsive. If you plan to walk, do errands, or garden, this is when a moderate fruit portion can support stamina. Avoid high-sugar fruits like mango or banana unless you're active. Instead, aim for pear slices with nut butter, 4-5 cherries, cucumber and walnuts. Evening? This is the danger zone. Here's where most of my senior patients go wrong. Fruit at night, especially alone, a recipe for restless legs, swollen feet, and broken sleep. Why? Blood sugar spikes and crashes disrupt sleep. Fruit sugars plus slower digestion equals inflammation. Capillaries in your legs swell, and joint repair is halted. Avoid after 7 p.m. Banana, pineapple, watermelon, mango. Instead, opt for herbal tea with cinnamon, baked pear with chia, Greek yogurt with a few crushed berries. Let's make this real. Meet Arthur, 70, retired, on meds for blood pressure. His day looked like this. Morning: oatmeal plus cinnamon plus chia. 1/2 cup blueberries. 1 egg. Green tea. Mid-morning: pear plus almond butter. Lemon water. Lunch: salmon. Spinach plus avocado. Papaya slices. Afternoon: cottage cheese plus 4 cherries. 5 almonds. Dinner: roasted chicken, quinoa, steamed broccoli. Evening: chamomile tea, Greek yogurt plus flaxseed. The result? Lower inflammation, better digestion, less stiffness, more joy. And then there's Malcolm. Malcolm, 81, survived a stroke. He didn't lose movement, but he lost trust in his own legs. He dragged his right foot. He shuffled. He feared falling more than anything. We didn't start with physical therapy. We started with food. We removed watermelon and orange juice. We added berries, avocado toast, turmeric, and ginger tea. 6 weeks later, Malcolm walked 100 yards unaided. 9 weeks later, he was gardening. He told me, "I still drag my foot a little, but I don't drag my hope anymore. This is the power of right food, right timing. You don't need supplements stacked high in your kitchen. You need fruit in the morning, protein with every snack, fat to slow digestion, hydration with intention. Every time you choose a baked pear over a banana at night, you're restoring mobility. Every time you drink ginger water instead of juice, you're calming your joints. Every bite is a chance to reclaim ease, dignity, and the strength to live fully. In the final chapter, I'll give you a printable guide. We'll talk about the best foods to pair with healing fruits, how to simplify your grocery list, and how to talk to your family or caregivers so they support not sabotage your healing path. Because this isn't just about food, it's about reclaiming life, one bite at a time. Let's wrap this all up the way real healing does, quietly, steadily, and full of strength. You've learned that pineapple isn't always a friend, that bananas can weigh down your legs, that grapes, watermelon, and mango can slowly flood your system with sugars your body no longer processes the way it used to. You've also discovered how powerful berries, cherries, avocados, papaya, and pears can be when timed right, paired right, and understood through the lens of a changing body. This final section is your bridge. From knowledge to action. From discomfort to freedom. Let's be specific. Eat rarely, especially if you struggle with stiffness, swelling, or fatigue. Pineapple, bananas, grapes, watermelon, mango, oranges, green apples, especially at night. Eat often, daily or 5x per week. Blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, blackberries, cherries, 10 or fewer per day, papaya, pears, avocados. Eat at the right time. Morning, with protein or fat. Mid-morning to early afternoon, before light activity. Avoid after 7 p.m., especially if eating alone or with no protein, fat. Pair fruits with these 5 companions. Protein, eggs, yogurt, legumes. Healthy fats, avocado, olive oil, seeds, nuts. Whole grains, oats, quinoa, brown rice. Herbs and spices, cinnamon, turmeric, ginger. Hydration support, lemon water, herbal tea, cucumber. Use this cheat sheet. Share it, stick it on your fridge, keep your support team informed. Because when caregivers and family understand the why behind your food choices, they're not just feeding you, they're healing you. Here's what this isn't about. It's not about fear. It's not about strict rules. It's about recognizing that at 65, 75, 85, your body is speaking in new ways. What once energized you may now exhaust you. What once nourished you may now inflame you. The beauty is, now you know how to respond. Esther did. At 80, she was withdrawing from the world. She had tingling in her feet. Her balance was shaky. She told me, "I feel like I'm disappearing." She was eating mangoes and bananas daily, thinking they were safe. We made 4 swaps. Berries instead of grapes. Papaya instead of mango. Avocado with breakfast. Pear slices with almond butter at night. By week 3, she noticed a shift. By week 8, she was walking again, without fear. She told me, "It's not just that I'm steady again, Doc. It's that I feel alive again." This is what small changes do. They return you to yourself. Here's how to keep going. Like this video so others find this message. Comment, "I'm choosing healing," if you're ready to try. Subscribe for more real, science-backed guidance for senior health. Share this with someone over 60 who still believes all fruit is harmless. If you want a downloadable cheat sheet, let me know below. I'd be honored to send it your way. Final thought? Your legs don't just hold your body. They hold your story, your strength, your independence. And that's worth protecting with every bite, every bowl, every choice. Because you still have places to go. And your body, fed right, will carry you there. The Healing Fruit Cheat Sheet, a daily guide for stronger legs after 60. After the age of 60, our bodies begin to change in subtle but important ways. The way we process sugar, acid, and natural enzymes slows down. Foods that once made us feel strong and energized can now contribute to inflammation, joint pain, and fatigue. That's why choosing the right fruits and eating them at the right time can make a powerful difference in how you move, how you feel, and how independently you live. This simple guide is here to help you make choices that support your leg strength, joint flexibility, circulation, consistent energy, and overall freedom. Let's begin with the fruits you might need to limit or avoid, especially if you're experiencing aching legs, swollen feet, or stiffness in your joints. Start with pineapple. While it's tropical and tasty, it's also highly acidic and can interfere with blood thinners. Bananas, although famous for their potassium, have a high glycemic load. That means they spike your blood sugar, often leading to fluid retention and fatigue. Grapes contain a lot of fructose fruit sugar, which can lead to the buildup of uric acid in the joints. Over time, this may worsen arthritis symptoms or even mimic gout. Watermelon may seem hydrating, but it has a very high glycemic index. This can cause blood sugar spikes and make swelling worse, especially in the lower legs. Oranges are rich in vitamin C, but come with a heavy dose of citric acid. That acid can irritate joints, especially if you have arthritis. Green apples contain malic acid and a hidden sugar load that can lead to cramps and restless legs, especially when eaten at night. And finally, mangoes are delicious but extremely high in sugar. This can fuel insulin resistance and contribute to inflammation, particularly in the knees and ankles. Now, let's turn to the fruits that nourish and heal. Berries including blueberries, blackberries, strawberries, and raspberries are low in sugar and high in antioxidants. They help reduce inflammation and improve circulation. Cherries are wonderful for those dealing with joint pain or gout, as they lower uric acid and calm inflammation. Papaya is excellent for digestion. It's gentle on the stomach, low in acid, and helps reduce bloating. Pears are high in fiber and provide stable, blood sugar-friendly energy. They're also easy to digest and safe for those with reflux or arthritis. And yes, avocado is a fruit. It's loaded with healthy fats that help stabilize blood sugar and repair joints. It's also great for absorbing fat-soluble nutrients like vitamins A, D, E, and K. Now, timing is everything, especially after 60. In the morning, aim for berries with protein. This might look like a handful of blueberries paired with a boiled egg or some plain Greek yogurt. This combination gives your body steady energy and helps avoid mid-morning fatigue. Mid-morning is a good time for a pear with almond butter. It fuels your body and supports blood flow before activity. In the afternoon, a few cherries with a small serving of nuts or cheese can help control uric acid and soothe joints. At night, avoid fruit unless it's paired with a protein or fat. This helps prevent sugar crashes, inflammation, or disrupted sleep. Eating fruit alone late at night can increase your chances of waking up with leg cramps or stiffness. When pairing fruit, try this. Berries with Greek yogurt or chia pudding to help with muscle recovery and antioxidant support. Pair with almond butter for steady energy and joint support. Papaya with cucumber and ginger tea to support digestion and reduce bloating. Avocado with eggs or leafy greens to improve nutrient absorption and protect joints. Cherries with cottage cheese or lean protein for inflammation control and muscle repair. Stick this on your fridge or share it with a caregiver. Eat 2 fruits per day, always paired with protein or healthy fat. Avoid eating fruit by itself late in the evening. Drink at least 6-8 glasses of water daily to stay hydrated. Pay attention to which fruits leave you feeling energized and which ones don't. If you experience sudden swelling, cramps, or leg fatigue, take a look back at the fruit you last ate. Remember this, your legs don't just carry your weight, they carry your story. Choose fruits that support your mobility, your confidence, and your ability to move through life with grace. You can use this voiceover with calm music at the end of your next video. Offer it as a downloadable PDF. Break it up into a carousel post for social media. Or pin this advice in your comments section where others can see it and start their own healing journey. Because healing isn't always loud. Sometimes it's as simple as choosing the right fruit at the right time with care and intention. Reclaiming strength, a final word of hope for seniors. Let's end this journey the way true healing begins, with quiet power, thoughtful reflection, and an unwavering belief in what's still possible. You've walked with us through the science, the stories, and the surprising Truth 7 fruits that, despite their natural sweetness and familiar comfort, may be quietly draining your strength. You've seen how something as simple as a banana or a bowl of grapes can change how your knees bend, how your ankles swell, how your feet meet the floor each morning. But here's the most important truth I can give you. Age is not the end. It's not even the obstacle. It's the teacher. And what it teaches us, if we listen, is that change is not only necessary, it's possible right now, today. You are not stuck. You are not powerless. You are not too old to feel strong again. Your legs carry more than your body. They carry your story. They carry your strength. They carry your independence, your freedom, your connection to the world around you. And they are worthy of nourishment, attention, and care just like the rest of you. When I talk to my patients, men and women in their 60s, 70s, even 90s, I often hear the same quiet fear. Is this as good as it gets now? And I tell them what I'll tell you. Not even close. With the right foods, at the right times, in the right combinations, you can recover lost energy, soothe aching joints, and restore the balance that time and habits may have eroded. You've seen it in Evelyn, who traded smoothies for balance. You've seen it in Harold, who stopped dragging his feet after cutting bananas. In Robert, whose watermelon detox brought back his evening walks. In Sandra, who found her rhythm again after giving up mango. And perhaps you've even started seeing it in yourself. That feeling of clarity, that spark of, maybe this is the missing piece. That's not just hope. That's your body responding to truth. So here's what I want you to do next. Look at your plate. Not with guilt, not with fear, but with curiosity, with compassion, with power. Ask yourself, does this food love me back? Will this help me get up easier tomorrow? Is this fueling strength or stealing it silently? You deserve answers that honor your years, not ignore them. And that's what we do here at Senior Health Hub. Because your journey is not over. It's evolving. And with every intelligent bite, with every thoughtful substitution, with every moment you pause and choose the food that honors your aging body, you are not just avoiding harm. You are building strength. You are creating clarity. You are reclaiming the life you still want to live. So let's make it easy to remember. Avoid fruit alone at night. Pair every fruit with protein or fat. Hydrate like your legs depend on it, because they do. Choose berries over bananas. Choose awareness over assumptions. And most of all, choose yourself. You're still here. Still standing. Still growing. If this video moved you, share it. Leave a comment. Subscribe to this channel where we speak directly to you, not to your younger self, not to a one-size-fits-all body, but to the real, beautiful, evolving you. Say in the comments, "I'm choosing healing." And mean it. Because it's not too late, not too hard, and not beyond you. Your legs don't just move you. They hold your purpose. They walk you towards your future. Let's make sure they're strong enough to take you there with grace, with power, and with pride. You've earned it. And I'll see you in the next video on Senior Health Hub, where healing begins with knowledge, and hope lives in every step forward.